Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. Water has always been a problem for ag producers in our state, and the concerns for water supply have come into question in the recent years. A few weeks ago, Farm Factor reported about the 50-year Water Vision Plan. Today we bring you the outcome of the second draft at the Governor's Conference. Stay tuned.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers. This segment is brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. Today's episode is all about the 50-year Water Vision Plan proposed at the Governor's Conference in November. Take a look. In October of 2013, Governor Brownback issued a call to action to his administration to develop a 50-year Water Vision Plan for the future of water in Kansas.
But we'll come forward with a full plan for you and for the legislative session. We've already identified $100 million of places where we think we can make some substantial savings. I'd laid that out several weeks ago. So we'll add to that and we'll work on it. We will balance the budget. It's required in the Constitution. We're going to get that done. We're going to make all of our bond payments that we have. We will get those done.
It is a fact that the Ogallala Aquifer is declining faster than it is recharging. Reservoirs, which are critical water storage structures for much of Kansas, are filling with sediment. At this rate, with no changes in the next 50 years, the Ogallala will be 70% depleted and our reservoirs will be 40% filled with sediment. After the first draft was made, revisions were brought to the annual Governor's Conference on the Future of Water in Kansas, which was held November 12th through the 13th at the Hilton Garden Inn and Conference Center in Manhattan, Kansas. Brigadier General Retired Duke DeLuca presented at the conference.
My name is Brigadier General Retired Duke DeLuca, and I was invited by Mr. Tracy Streeter, the head of the Kansas Water Office, to present at the Kansas Governor's Water Conference, where they have revealed and asked for feedback on their 50-year strategy to provide water and water services for the state.
Duke presented that there are a few revolutions that could help Kansas farmers. They include ag productivity, hydrocarbon revolution, and the obvious and measured impacts of climate change.
At the conference, I presented on 4 revolutions that are driving our environment and our economy and our society that need to be responded to within the Kansas Water Strategy Plan and within the larger national government framework. Those revolutions are a revolution in agricultural productivity, where our productiveness is multiplying by 4 or 5. And that is hugely important to the planet, our national security and stability of societies around the globe, and to our economy. But it increases the demand on ground and surface water in Kansas and across the U.S. The second revolution is the hydrocarbon revolution, tapping unconventional oil and gas using hydraulic fracturing and horizontal drilling techniques is revolutionizing the planet. It is huge. It is offering America a vast potential of energy that is comparatively cheap. The fourth revolution are the obvious and measured accelerating impacts of a changing climate that is getting warmer. It's getting warmer because of human activity, and we have lots of data to show why that is true and how it is affecting us. Currently, the country spends less than $10 billion on water resources across a number of agencies at the federal level. Out of $3 trillion, that is a tiny infinitesimal amount. And so this priority of water resources to our economic strength, our national security, our health and well-being, our recreational opportunities is so important that an increase in capital investment at the federal level is a necessity. And Kansas can drive that with its strategy and through work with the federal government and its elected delegation to get the help that it needs and deserves, working with its neighboring states to address those concerns here.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at beyondtheelevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
This segment is brought to you by Central National Bank. Put our ag professionals to work for you.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. Today we take a special look at the 50-year water vision plan proposed at the Kansas Water Office. Take a look. The U.S. Corps of Engineers are responsible for several reservoirs in Kansas. These reservoirs are essential to Kansas citizens' lives.
You know, the Tulsa District, we're responsible for 8 multi-purpose reservoirs within the southern half of Kansas, and of course the Kansas City District operates, I believe it's another 9 multi-purpose reservoirs in the rest of Kansas. And those lakes are critical in that they provide flood risk management, water supply, water quality, and recreation to the communities.
The John Redmond Reservoir is 4 miles north of Burlington and 1 mile west of New Strong, Kansas. It was built and operated by the Army Corps of Engineers, originally for the purpose of flood control.
Well, right now we're working very closely with the Kansas Water Office. The Tulsa District is for the restoration of the conservation pool at John Redmond Reservoir. So what does that mean? The state of Kansas is really leaning forward and trying to extend the life cycle for the John Redmond Reservoir by dredging out the silt that has filled the conservation pool at a much higher rate than they anticipated. I think the other lakes that they're looking to do that include Elk City and Toronto, but those are things really that'll happen after we see the successes there at John Redmond.
There are several ways Kansas reservoirs have been modified to take in less sediment.
Well, again, it's really the state of Kansas that has leaned forward, and what they've done is a lot of stream bed stabilization upstream, so that prevents the silt and some of the other contaminants from entering the stream and clogging up the reservoir.
The U.S. Corps of Engineers helps to make sure that reservoirs are multi-purpose for Kansas citizens.
Well, our role, you know, I guess the Tulsa District, you know, we're 75 years old this year, and based off of the great floods of the 20s and then followed by the droughts of the 30s, the federal government gave the Corps of Engineers the mission to go into the Midwest and develop these multi-purpose reservoirs to protect against flood and protect against drought. So the Tulsa District actually operates 38 lakes between Kansas, Oklahoma, and North Texas. And like I said, it's multi-purpose in what they do: flood risk management, water supply, water quality. On some of the reservoirs that we have down in Oklahoma, we also do hydropower, and recreation has become a big piece of that.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Hello, I'm Dr. Chris Blevins at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center, and the horse tip of the day is horses that choke. What is horse choking? That includes the aspect of saliva or food material that comes out of the mouth, but especially the nose or nostrils of the horse. So if you see saliva and feed material coming out of the nose of your horse, the horse could be choking. That is food material stuck in their esophagus or their throat latch. And what should you do? Take the horse's temperature. Make sure it doesn't have a fever. Keep it so it doesn't have extra food or water around. Take away food and water. Call your veterinarian. It's an urgency, but not an emergency. They'll get there when they can. Just let them kind of relax. Hopefully they don't aspirate or get pneumonia, because that could also be a complication of choke. But a veterinarian can come out and relieve that based on what they can do procedure-wise and passing the tube. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins, and that's the horse tip of the day.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome.
Turn to a Central National Bank Ag Professional. You'll be in good company. They'll help you track expense lines, manage variable input costs, assess ground agreements, pick a crop protection plan. These times demand ag professionals. Central National Bank. You could profit from what they know. Ag operations run better on Central Time.
Central National Bank, money for life.
Member FDIC in your hometown since 1884.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information. This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. On today's show, we take a special look at the 50-year water vision plan proposed by the Kansas Water Office. Last year, Governor Brownback issued a call to action to his administration to develop a 50-year water vision plan for the future of water in Kansas. After the first draft was made, revisions were brought to the annual Governor's Conference on the Future of Water in Kansas. The McCarty Farm recovers a massive amount of water to their operation and was invited to talk about their efforts at the conference.
My name is Ken McCarty. I'm representing McCarty Family Farms based in Rexford, Kansas. And we've been involved with the vision team for quite some time now, namely due to the fact that in our milk processing plant, we reclaim roughly 50,000 gallons of fresh water daily.
Ken encourages producers that have a passion for enacting change for a sustainable economy to take action.
Well, I think it's vitally important to be involved in the conversation and the process because without being involved, there's no way to be able to enact change. If you really are truly passionate about having a sustainable economic future for the state of Kansas, for your business personally, or for the communities in which you live, you need to stand up, have a voice, have an opinion, be willing to share that, and ultimately take action.
The McCarty Farm uses unique tactics to conserve water.
The steps that we've taken on our farms are multifaceted. The cornerstone of our entire conservation effort ultimately is the milk processing plant, where we can reclaim 50,000 gallons of fresh water daily from the milk that we produce on our farms. But additional efforts such as waterless urinals or more efficient cow cooling systems, all dealing with water. But again, Tier 4 compliant loaders and tractors to try to reduce emissions and increase fuel efficiency, down to just simply how we schedule our employees to try to create a higher degree of satisfaction and employee contentment. Anything and everything that we can do to try to improve the overall sustainability of our farms is always on the table and always being evaluated.
There are several ways to conserve water on a producer's operations, and Ken encourages that producers keep an open option with the different ways conservation can be handled.
Well, the biggest piece of advice that I could give anyone regarding this sphere is simply to keep an open mind. Conservation or gains in efficiency or in productivity can come in a multitude of ways. Some may be very expensive, large projects. Others may be inexpensive or free. But to always keep an open mind and be willing to listen to anyone and everyone that has an opinion on how to do these things, I think is vitally important.
There are many innovative ways to keep a competitive advantage with conservation tactics for farmers.
Well, the importance of why it's important that it maintain itself as a voluntary action is one, I think that's a fantastic way to truly separate the wheat from the chaff. It allows people to be innovative. It allows people to separate themselves from the business and what they view as, in their mind, a competitive advantage, whether it be economically competitive or just sustainability competitive advantage. But to force feed that down people's throats, ultimately, I think, destroys the true intrinsic value of efforts such as these.
Tar Waters has what you need for all seasons for around the farm and home. Working, hunting, growing, feeding, snow removal, even fun for the kids. And a service department with experienced techs to help keep your equipment in top running condition. Tar Waters has a huge selection and the best prices. Tar Water Farm and Home, family owned and operated since 1978. They have what you need.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. If you miss us on Monday morning, you can join us at 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning on RFD TV. Doc Talk has a national following. We're sure glad that you joined us on Mondays, but if you miss us and you want to catch us out on a Sunday morning, get up at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be right there, RFD TV, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you down the road.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Dawn Dawson with the Better Horses Radio Show.
For over 9 years, we've been bringing the Better Horses Radio Show to markets all across the Midwest. We talk about God, lots about horses.
We talk about cows, we talk about horse health, we talk to top trainers, and we even talk about Roy Rogers.
We're having a blast with Better Horses Radio Show and would love to take it to a market near you.
So visit our website at betterhorsesradio.com and let us or your local radio station know you'd like to hear it in your area.
The Better Horses Radio Show is unbelievable.
The BQA Tip of the Day, sponsored by Beringer Engelheim Vetmedica, Inc.
Hello folks, I'm Dr. Nels Lindberg with Animal Medical Center and Production Animal Consultation. Today's BQA Tip of the Day has to do with good quality cattle handling, low stress cattle handling, and good quality horsemanship. These are some new cattle here, and when we get new cattle in, we want to focus on several things. We want to focus on cattle acclimation and producing good cattle health. We often want to focus on the drugs and the shots that we can give to produce cattle health, but what we're doing here is more important than those things. We want to acclimate these cattle, spend time in the pen with these cattle each and every day, focusing on individuals but also the pen as a whole, creating good positive cattle movement using pressure and release techniques, also doing things like exercise with these cattle. We want to kick them out of the pen, we can take them down the alley, bring them back. We want to just give them something else to think about, stimulate a cough, stimulate positive health. That's our end goal. Thank
you. Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here, now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
This segment is brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook, or visit us online at sftmeats.com.
Good morning and welcome to Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. I'm your host, Conrad Kabus. On today's show, we take a look at the 50-year water vision plan proposed by the Kansas Water Office. In October of 2013, Governor Brownback issued a call to action to his administration to develop a 50-year water vision plan for the future of Kansas. Today, the results of that call can be found at the second draft of the 50-year water vision plan. Owens Corning operates on fiberglass insulation that focuses on water. That's why they were invited to the conference.
I'm Brad Casimir from Owens Corning. We're located in Kansas City, Kansas, and we manufacture fiberglass insulation for homes and other areas. Several years ago, we really began focusing on water, and it's been a big culture change for us. Water was always seen as something that was obtainable, available, very low cost. It could be used as a Band-Aid. We had broken systems in place. Instead of recycling all our water, sometimes it would be a once-through usage of water. So we started mapping water usage through our plant, really got a true picture for how much well water and city water we were using, and then we began attacking the largest areas. So our well water reduction actually went from about 1.6 million gallons a day to where we are now, which is like 10,000 gallons a day. So we've made huge changes and improvements there. We've also now started focusing more on our city water usage. We use about 165,000 gallons a day of city water, and we're looking at how we can reduce that. So it's been a journey. It's a culture change for the people, realizing that water isn't something that we can just use endlessly, because it is replenished, but not at the rate that we've been using it. So it's interesting to see that culture change in the people in our plant and starting to get 300-400 people on the same page.
Owens Corning wants to be aware of the water problems in the state and would like to inform its customers and consumers about wasting water in their lives.
Well, we became aware of the vision, I think, in the governor's vision for water for the future. And I think it ties in very well because, number one, you become aware of the issue. You educate people about the issue. As more people realize that, hey, this is a big deal, you start changing that culture. People become interested in it. Just kind of like the energy projects I work on too. People come to me and saying, hey, we see this waste of energy or we see this waste of water. And we know we're not only paying for the water as it comes in, we're paying for it as it goes out, if it's not a closed loop system. And they realize that it's the wrong thing to do. So I think that ties in very well to the vision. It's number one, education, knowing about the water, knowing what the situation is, and what's going to happen in the future 50 years from now if we don't do anything about it. So I think that's a key thing, is the knowledge, the education, and the understanding of the situation.
That's perfect.
Thank you for watching today's program of Farm Factor on AGam in Kansas. For more of Farm Factor, or if you want to view this program again, visit us on www.agaminkansas.com, or you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. So have a good day with good luck.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.